Hello team, in this tutorial we are going to take a look at Python Bolt, and this Python Bolt is similar to an artificial intelligence, and you will see that later in this video. So we start with the second line of code because the first line of code I have commented on what the second line does, and if you want to comment something in Python you have to use the hashtag or the whatever you may call it. And from that, now from the second line now, you see that we have a module known as difflib, and then difflib, from difflib we are going to import a function known as get cross match. So what that function will do is that it will go through our database, and then from the database it will help us choose the correct answer to our question. From there we imported a JSON file, or we imported a JSON module from Python. So what the JSON module will do in our code is that it will help us to encode and decode data from our JSON file into our Python project. So from there, I introduced a new function known as load knowledge base. So this load knowledge base function will load the file path of the knowledge base file, and then it will return it as a dictionary on our bolt. And then from there, it will have to open the JSON file in read mode here, as you can see, in read mode, and then the file will be returned as a dictionary, and then it will be loaded again to the JSON file. So here the data that will be inside will be returned, and then I introduced another new function. So a function that is known as save knowledge underscore base. So basically this function will save our JSON file as a dictionary, and also it will open the dictionary, and then it will write information inside the dictionary, and then it will have to use an indentation of 2. So from there now we introduce the third, if I'm not wrong, the third function. And this third function, what it does, it will find the best answer from our record or from our JSON file. From in short, the JSON file here I'm using it as a database, and then it will just have to return it just like that. That one is for checking and also making sure that it gets our question. We will also have another function here which will get our answer for our questions, but then it have first of all to check on our dictionary, which is the knowledge underscore base. Although remember I said I'm using the knowledge underscore base as a database. So from there it will check for a question from the knowledge base. That is what we are using for Q represent questions here, or question here inside our file, which is the JSON file, and then it will have to say is equals with that, which means we are trying to check which is absolutely correct. And then from there we just have to define another function which now will load our data from the JSON file or from our database, and then it will prompt it to the user. So if I come here from the first one, this one will open an interface. The first variable here will open an interface where users can input their claim, and then from there we just have to find what the user inputted is there in our database. If it is there in our database, then we will have to print that answer that we pull from our database using this get close match for questions. Remember we imported that one from difflib module. So, and if that is not inside our database or our JSON file, the bot will tell you to teach it what the answer to that question is. And if you don't know the answer, you will just type skip, and if you know the answer, you will just now write the answer, and then the bolt will return to you, then Q. And then here we just call together our project. So let's take a look at this Python project. Remember, if you want to code this project or if you want to program this project, make sure you first of all create a JSON file. And I don't know much of JSON, but the first thing I know is that it has to have these two brackets here and these other ones. And now we introduce something that is a question, and this is the arrangement that I was saying about the indentation of 2. As you can see, it is using an indentation of 2 because this is one and then this is the second one. So I won't explain about that now. So let's take a look at our bolt and see how it works. So I just come back to the bolt.py, click on this top button here, which is here, this one, click on it like that. And as you can see, I've been prompted a place to enter my input. So for example, I had written some few things with it. So let me just delete it and say hello and see what it will return. So you see, my bolt is able to pull the information from my JSON file, and it is able to tell me hello to. If I ask it what is your name, so I think this is a good bolt that you can use in your school work. You can train it on different topics that you have learned. And as you can see now, the bolt doesn't know to answer that question. So I can tell it you are a bolt, or I can say I'm a bot, so that it can record that one from its side. So actually I'm a bot. So and you can see it is telling me the entry. So if I ask it again what is your name, it is able to pull that it is a bot. So that is how to create a small AI using Python. Maybe later in this video, I also check on how we can add a database. Now, a lead database like SQL or MongoDB. Then you can check on how the database can work from that one. And then maybe we will look later on how I can host this inside the cloud or other services or other cloud holding services or on side something like a web. So thank you for watching.